Hello, welcome to Quackalope. Thank you for being here. Today I'm bringing you a Kickstarter preview on Age of Inventors from Meeple Pug. Now, this is a worker placement hybrid game, so a Euro game at its heart and soul. The main objective is to have as many victory points as possible by spreading out inventions, spreading out inventors, using your tableau and resources that you have, your actions that you have across the course of the game to gain either secret objective victory points, draw victory points from the bag, or the main way that you'll actually end up scoring is by moving up one of these three different tracks. You'll move up these tracks by placing technology down onto the tableau, which has a bit of a area control style vibe. Now, Age of Inventors thematically is setting you in a world where most of the great scientific and technological inventors of our past are here spread out before us, and their inventions come alongside of them. You're going to be recruiting, hiring, and then utilizing their inventions for your own benefit. You're going to have things like the flying machine, stainless steel, you're going to have the lightning rod, the helicopter, and a ton of other classic identifiable inventions. You also have inventors like Marie Curie, Alexander Graham Bell, Michael Faraday, and these inventors will be people that you can recruit to your tableau to give you more and more special abilities and powers. Now, like I said, this is a hybrid worker placement game. You're going to have a set of 8 different actions on your turn, or across the course of a round. Those actions consist of 4 workers that'll be placed down onto locations here, or inventors here in the center of the tableau where everyone exists. These are shared worker placement locations that'll give you a specific benefit based off of what that inventor is, usually converting or combining resources in some form. You could place one of your workers up into this time track, which is going to change the initiative order, or you could use one of your inventors on your own personal board to go ahead and run the engines that you have ended up picking and recruiting yourself. On top of that, you're going to have these switches, and these switches turn on and off, and these are actions, so not quite worker placement. They won't block other people's locations, but what they will do is they'll allow you to draw up new inventions that you can then place down into the center area here. They'll let you recruit new inventors who are going to give you the option for some special abilities and also start adding more worker placement zones to the center of the tableau. And then these are also going to be triggering in order to allow you to actually play down those inventions and those inventors into the center area here as well. The way the game progresses, the way the game actually plays, is you'll play through a series of rounds, taking one turn at a time, placing down your workers, using your switches and dials, and slowly filling out this pattern here in the center. You're going to be working through and driving endgame by filling out all of these locations here in the middle of the board. And each of these locations, like I said, will start building out their own worker placement kind of hybrid engine. At a certain point, about midway through the game, you really want to be in a position where you're kind of churning, right? You're able to place a worker down, convert a resource for another resources, use those resources to then activate a technology, play that down onto the board that'll give you some bonus power or ability, maybe allow you to steal resources from another player, and so on and so forth. Every time you place down an inventor, you're going to be placing a book on top of that inventor that'll give other players the chance to go there and take that action, but will also pay you reciprocal dividends if they do. Every time you place down an invention, which has to be placed down adjacent to a matching inventor's color, like blue against a blue, tan against a tan, green to green, and so on and so forth, you will then get a special ability. Now, each of these inventions, however, will come with a resource cost on the far side, a special ability on the bottom, usually something like, sometimes there's a little bit of take that, but usually it's something along the lines of draw extra resources, grab extra cards, play extra tiles, etc. And you'll also get to move up one of these 3 tracks: technology, industry, and finance, or economy. These tracks, like I said, are going to be your primary way of scoring endgame victory points once everything has cycled and the game is actually over. Now, there's a lot of cool things happening here in Age of Inventors. First off, the area that you're actually building in the center of the board, depending on who has actually played down their workers and what worker locations are actually active, creates a really interesting worker placement tableau where you're never quite sure what puzzle you're going to have or what resources you're going to have to solve those puzzles. Along with that, there is a lot of different technology and a lot of different inventors that you'll start cycling throughout the course of the game, and depending on who you recruit down into your own personal tableau will change up a lot of the game as well. Because some of these will allow you to do extra bonus abilities, like reactivate one of your switches, place down another tile, gain extra resources when you do a collect resources action, so on and so forth. Now, along with all of that, every single one of your player boards is also going to be asymmetric and unique. They're going to have their own little areas where they're going to start getting extra resources or get bonus resources depending on the tiles that they've taken, and they're also going to have their own starting benefit or starting ability. This makes it so that depending on what board you're playing with, the puzzle that you're approaching is different as well. Age of Inventors is a really tight Euro-style game. It's an interesting worker placement hybrid, which has a unique engine and unique puzzle. But if you don't pay close attention to how you're going to be activating your engine and how you actually are going to be getting the most out of every single worker you have by mid-game, you can find that you've fallen behind significantly while the competition skyrockets up the ranks. It's also very important to understand exactly how you score in this game. Victory points are few and far between and largely will come not from the hidden objectives or the drawbag, but from the open information here on this track. You want to be the top of at least 2 of those tracks if you can, and that's easier than said than done when you're playing with 3 or 4 players because everyone is looking for that same objective. You'll do so by being very specific with the industry or the technology that you play down and managing your resources and generating a lot of resources very well and very efficiently. Overall, I've had fun diving into and playing Age of Inventors. Like I said, it's an incredibly tight Euro, and if that's the style of game you enjoy, that combined with a historical theme and a lot of like recognizable technology, recognizable characters, and a few characters that have quotes that make me want to, spend a little bit of time going on Google and finding out a little bit more about their life, creates a really interesting, really nice puzzle. I think in a Euro game household or an educational game household, Age of Inventors has definitely a spot on some people's shelves. So, thank you for checking this out. We have a full gameplay that you can go check out if you're interested in learning more about Age of Inventors or actually seeing how it is operational and up and running. This is a Kickstarter preview, so you can follow a link over to the Kickstarter page there to take a closer look. And with that, we'll see you next time. Thanks.